Hi everyone and welcome to episode 143 of the Talk is Cheap show. We are live here in AFTV studios here in North London, and I'm pleased to say he's blue.
I'm back.
He's back and he's ready.
Hey, you're in blue as well, actually.
I am, but at least now I'm repping.
Oh,
man.
you're repping.
I'm repping for the AFTV, man. But yeah, man, we got Curtis Shaw in the house.
Yo.
Great to see you as always, bro. We've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to get straight into it, man. News and notes, a lot to chat about today. So let's go. Let's start with Ralph Hasenhüttl. News coming through that he's been relieved of his duties at Southampton. And I think it's Nathan Jones who's been lined up, Luton manager. Well, he's set to take over.
Yeah.
Ralph Hasenhüttl, let's have a look. So he took over in, I think it was December 2018, took over from Mark Hughes. So he's been in charge for 4 seasons. First season, 11th place finish. Second season, 15th. Third season, 15th. But now they're currently in 18th place, which is in the relegation zone. 1-3, drawn 3, lost 8. Was you surprised?
No, I think Ralph, I feel a little bit sorry for Ralph. I actually think he's a decent manager. I don't think Southampton have got a lot of direction anymore, really. Like, they don't really invest. They sold some of their best players, Danny Ings, when he was scoring goals and players like that. I think whoever takes the job has got a tough task. I know Nathan Jones, they've been given permission to speak to him. Yeah. He was a former teammate of mine, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeovil.
So I didn't know that.
He was a madman, proper joker, man.
He looks a bit of an energy bunny.
Yeah. He'd do all the pranks and stuff in the dressing room, played left back.
He's a bit of a character, a bit of a live wire.
He knows his football. Very good coach, done well at Luton. I think 2 promotions he got for them.
Yeah.
But I think that's a hard job.
Do you think he's got the right credentials for a job like this, though? Because
time will tell, because Ralph's got a good CV, but he looks like he could be going down if he stays there. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, a big opportunity for Nathan to prove himself in the Prem.
Well, his first game's a bit of a baptism of fire because they've got Liverpool. So.
At Anfield as well, isn't it? Yeah, I saw that.
We'll see how he gets on.
Yeah.
Talking to managers, nice to see Unai Emery. For a couple of reasons,
actually. Good evening.
Got off to a good start. Beat Man United 3-1 at home.
Slapped him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Thoughts on that?
Oh, I loved every minute of it. Leon Bailey, yard man, you know what I mean, running through. Yeah. Luca Digne with the free kick. Man, they're a bit up and down, aren't they, United? One week they look really good, the next week a bit flat. I enjoyed that. Big up Unai, man. Listen, I think most Arsenal fans will agree he's a good manager. Yeah. You don't win that many Europa Leagues if you're not. I think it was a case of, maybe the wrong time to get the Arsenal job, and the communication skills were. The fan base didn't really buy into him. But I think he's a good manager. I think Villa have got a good manager there, so good luck to him. Yeah,
I wish him all the best, man. I mean, obviously when we played them, different. But he just seems like a good guy. Real football man, knows his stuff, good manager, like you said. Wish him all the best. Right, okay, moving on again, swiftly. Champions League draw was out. Last 16, some good ties there. I mean, I'll go through all 8 very briefly. Man City versus Leipzig, Bruges versus Benfica, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, Milan versus Tottenham, Frankfurt versus Napoli, Dortmund, Chelsea, Inter versus Porto, and PSG versus Bayern. So which of the ties are around for you?
I think Liverpool, Madrid. A lot of prestige there. I think Liverpool will be disappointed because if you win your group, you get a much easier draw. But that's a huge game. PSG, Bayern Munich. All this hype. PSG, are that front three ever going to deliver? They won't want to go out that early. And then Olivier Giroud against Spurs. So I'm hoping he can put some work in for Milan. But some good draws there.
Okay, thank you. PSG Bayern is a good game as well.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Like that. Right, the Brazil squad's just been announced, literally, and let's look at it from an Arsenal perspective. We got a couple of guys in there. Gabriel Jesus is in, and Martinelli's in. No room for Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah. Are you a bit surprised at that?
A little bit, because the guy who's been picked over him, I think his name's Bremer. He plays for Juventus. A lot of Juventus fans been saying he's been bang average this season. So I would have liked Gabriel to get in there as well. But to be honest, I'm delighted for Martinelli. There was a leaked squad earlier that a lot of people were going off. Martinelli wasn't showing up in that one, but always wait for the proper team to turn up, I think Martinelli's earned that opportunity. I think he's been one of our best players this season. And if I'm the Brazil coach, I'm thinking, all right, even if he doesn't start and you've got Vinicius and Neymar or whoever up front, that is a great weapon to bring on last 20, 30 minutes. I think Jesus, he will feel the move to Arsenal has been justified now, because sitting on the bench at Man City, he might not have been in that squad. And with all the hard work he's put in. So delighted for those two. I think Gabi Magalhaes, his time will come. Thiago Silva's about 37, so there will be a space in that Brazil squad. But yeah, delighted for the two Gabbies.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's a bit unfortunate for Magalhaes, but he's only young. His time might come again. I mean, I've seen it got Dani Alves in.
Jeez, yeah. He's older than me.
On for 40.
Yeah. Dani Alves, man. Jeez.
No place for Emerson Royale.
No, you don't need, no need for a Burger King, is there? A World Cup. I don't even know if he's on like the backup list or anything.
No look past Emerson Royale, not going.
The only man who does the Ronaldinho no look and then the ball goes out for a goal kick. Sorry, man.
But it is a bit of an indictment on him, though. Yeah. Daniel is 40-odd years old.
They said, listen, man, Emerson Royale or Dani Alves. We'll go with Danny, man.
We'll go with a 40-year-old. Oh man. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, bro. Right. Yeah, there was one other quick thing I wanted to ask you. There was reports earlier on that Liverpool FC were up for sale. Yeah. But then FSG, I think Fenway Sports Group, they put out a statement saying that actually they're not up for sale. What it is that they're seeking investment.
Yeah.
So I know your dad's a Liverpool fan. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, Liverpool, you look at Liverpool and you think if they had different ownership, maybe they would be the dominant force in this country, I think, because their history and prestige and that. They're always a little bit annoyed with the Man City model, really, that they've kind of taken the shortcut, to the top. Yeah, it was interesting because the initial story was like the club's up for sale, and now it's just, we want investment. So they're obviously looking for somebody. I always think that's the beginning of you selling the club, though. Somebody comes in, gives you 20-30%, then eventually go, do you want to take the rest of it? So I think a lot of Liverpool fans would want FSG to go, even though they've been quite steady owners. I think there's a lot of times when Klopp should have been backed and they kind of, he hasn't really had the transfer windows he probably wanted. So I reckon it's probably the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I think you could be right. I think as well, the Liverpool owners, they're probably looking at, they're reading the room and they're saying, they're seeing the Newcastle project, which at the moment's paying off. You've got Man City, of course. So these days they're looking at, got to spend that money, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're thinking we ain't got it, so we need to attract some investment in. But yeah, interesting. We'll see how that one develops. Okay, moving on again then. To one of our regular features, that is Arsenal's last game since the last show. Another week where Arsenal featured in 2 games. Seem to have been saying that now for a number of weeks. But yeah, last Thursday was the first game at home to FC Zurich.
Yeah.
Everyone said before the game, this is an ideal opportunity for us to put the Europa League to rest, get the win, and then move on. We did get the win. Great goal by courtesy of Kieran Tierney.
Yeah.
Kind of thought when he got that goal, because it was quite early in the game, that Arsenal were going to go on and really nail it, but they didn't, and it was quite a nervy ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Your thoughts, briefly?
We made hard work of it. I was thinking Zurich, confidence booster, 3 or 4-0, but it was a tough game. It was a bit of a dire affair, I've got to be honest, man. I was struggling to stay awake, but listen, we got the job done. Cup competition is all about winning, progression. We've spoke about it a number of times. I think a lot of these squad players, they need to do a bit more, because you want to see these guys pushing the first team players. And I think at the moment, we're like 2 separate groups within the squad, really. We've got a starting 11, which is like really good at the moment. And then you've got the backup players who kind of falter in a little bit. It's not always easy, but listen, they got the job done. You saw with Man United what happens if you finish second in the group. They just got Barcelona in the Europa League draw. Listen, we won the group, and yeah, it's job done. Really, not too much more to say.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you on that. Obviously, we avoided that part of the draw because we finished top of the group. 6 games, 5 wins, 1 loss, top of the group. So we've not got to go through the two-legged player. But you mentioned there I was going to ask you about that. Had we not done that, then we could have suffered the same fate. But I think Man United, they might be optimistic about facing the current Barcelona version.
Well, the thing is, you look at that Man United yesterday. Barcelona are top of the league at the moment. So I know they struggled in Europe, but to me, I think Barcelona are the favourites. Lewandowski,
actually,
Dembele,
you know what?
Rafinha.
Do you know
what I mean?
You're right.
I think they are. So I'm glad we avoided that.
We avoided
round,
that. So well done to the team. They got that out of the way.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, shout out to the FC Zurich fans. They certainly made their presence felt.
The atmosphere was crazy, and the police were moving mad outside the ground as well. You know what I mean? But no,
I've gone out in North London during the day, and there was loads of them around there. Shout out to them, man. They made their presence felt. Okay, moving on again then. The second game. The massive game, man. Big London derby, North versus Southwest. Arteta's 150th game in charge, by the way.
Yeah, man.
But in the lead up to the game, of a game that, let's face it, is a big game anyway, there was extra spice added because, as we all know by now, there was a BT promo ad that went out, and our friend Abba turned up on the ad. What was it? Nothing personal. I'm blue, I'm back, and I'm ready. You know what I mean? And that seemed to get under the skin of a lot of Arsenal fans. I'm going to call it how I saw it, Like, to me, I wasn't offended in any way. I saw it as a bit of banter, a bit of hype to promote the game. I took it for what it was, man. It was just a bit of, you know what I mean? Like I said, a bit of banter. I didn't see anything like to get upset about. I just thought, bring it on. You know what I mean? Because I knew that Arsenal, there was a good chance we were going to win the game anyway. I was interested to see how Aubameyang, firstly, how he would be received and how he would play. So I thought, great. Go with it, you know. But some fans I spoke to weren't having it, man. I mean, even Robbie, he said he was a little bit disappointed in Aubameyang, and 1 or 2 other fans I spoke to said that they thought it was tantamount to treachery. So on that, what was your thoughts on the promo? When you saw him do that, what was you thinking?
First of all, I'm thinking BT have played an absolute blinder because, you know, you've made that game 10 times bigger. I think with Aubameyang, for me personally, I wasn't overly bothered about it because I just kind of look at it like the guy's left the club now anyway, so what? But where I do understand why a lot of Arsenal fans are angry about it, I think you've been at Arsenal for quite a while. You was the captain, you've won a trophy here. With social media nowadays and the way things are, I think he knows the backlash he's going to get from that. You know that a lot of Arsenal fans will be offended by that because, you know, you're now playing for Chelsea, it's a London rival. And my thing was just, listen, if you're going to say all that, you better make sure you perform on Sunday. That was my main thing. I was like, you know what, you're talking like that, all right, Saliba's coming on Sunday, so let's see what you're about. 8 touches, 60 minutes. Get yourself off, sit down, relax yourself. So to me, I was like, you know what? That advert, if I'm Graham Potter, I'm looking at that advert going, bro, you just given them extra motivation. I don't think they needed that.
They don't need a famous Arteta team talk.
Arteta, no light bulb, no you'll never walk alone. He probably had that on the screen. So I want to thank him. I think he gave us extra motivation. Then the man's liking Troops' post after saying nothing personal. So now the Chelsea fans are dissing him, saying that deep down he's Arsenal. So the Arsenal fans are not liking him, and the Chelsea fans. So could be a long season.
Listen, we all know football fans are very tribal, so I guess you are going to get those elements. But even like, for me, I just thought it was like stuff to hype the game. And people that are saying, oh, Aubameyang should have known and this and that. I'm saying, but like, Aubameyang is that type of guy. Don't forget, this is the same man that when he was playing for Arsenal, the front flips, celebrating, putting on masks, interviews he's given before games where he's, you know what I mean, said, I'm going to do this and that. So that is Aubameyang. That is the Aubameyang that we grew to love at Arsenal. So you shouldn't really be surprised now that he's gone down that road because he's a showman. He's a character. He's a maverick. That's what he does. And that's what we loved him for. Yeah. Well, a lot of us when he was at Arsenal and playing well, did we all rally behind that?
If I was his advisor or his agent and BT approached him to do that, I would have said to him, look, man, you were at Arsenal for a while. The fan base really loved you there. And you've said many times, it's not Arsenal, it's Arteta. That's my issue. I've got no Arsenal problem. I would have said to him, listen, I get it, it's banter, it's just hyping up the game. But if you do that advert, you're going to turn the fans that do like you, a lot of them are going to turn against you. Because like you said, they are tribal and they're going to say, you know, we're Arsenal, that's Chelsea. And you're kind of rubbing it in our face a little bit. Because I have to admit, though, as an Arsenal fan, it's not nice seeing him do that. You think, yo, come on, man. We used to sing your name, bruv. And you know what I mean? Idolise you as a player. Now you.
I hear you, but he prefaced it. He said it's nothing personal.
Nah, but
he said that.
Nah, but he's saying that. But nah, I don't buy into that.
You don't buy into that.
I don't buy into that, man.
I don't know. You know what? Personally, I thought it was great.
You thought it was great.
You know why as well? Because I come. You know me. Like,
yeah,
my
you're
second
boxing,
sport
man.
is boxing, and with any big fight, you get the hype and you get them pretending to hate each other. You know deep down it's not real.
Yeah.
But for 90% of the time, people, when you watch those boxers go at it and say, I hate you, this and that, I want to put you in hospital. Bro, trust me, minutes after the fight, they're
cool.
in the dressing room, chizoring them lot, having burgers and drinking. So I just took it like it was a bit of pre-match hype.
Yeah.
To boost up the game on a Sunday. I thought, bring it on.
Yeah.
I didn't really, honest to God, I did not take anything personal from it. I just thought, if anything, I can't wait to see the game.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I am. I like, listen, if a player did that for us after leaving Chelsea, I'd probably be like, yo, I love that advert. Because it is a good advert, I can't lie.
Yeah, it is.
When I saw that, I thought, yo, this
With
is
the whole London thing.
It's a London thing. And then Arteta's peeling the thing. I thought, yo, this is madness.
I thought it was shout out to BT. Man.
No, BT, they played a blinder. But I'm just saying, Oba, if you do that, you know the fans are going to turn on you, and then you go and play like that as well.
I know.
It makes.
Well, what I would say there is that, although I used the expression before we came on Urkos, when I said to you, all's fair in love and war.
Yeah, exactly.
You've hyped it up, you've lost. But to be fair to Oba, he took it on the chin, didn't he?
Yeah.
Afterwards, because we know that him and Gabriel Magalhaes are mates.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact. Gabriel Magalhaes has said on the record that him and Aubameyang have a very good record, and he was the first one to, do the nothing personal thing. And then, I said, it got liked.
Yeah.
He's not taking it personal.
No, he's not.
But anyway, enough of that. On to the game.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
I've got to say though, and I'm going to be honest, I was looking so much forward to that game.
Yeah.
But a combination of the early start and the absolute thunder, rain and lightning, everything. Actually, not lightning, but poured down with rain.
Yeah.
It kind of, by the time the game actually started, it didn't have the real feel and energy and zest of a typical North London derby. And it could be as well because Chelsea, I've got to say, man, I was a little bit disappointed. Not just Aubameyang, I think the whole team, they're a bit off it, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought, first and foremost, I've got to say, shout out to Arsenal, excellent performance, dominated the game, controlled it. Should have scored more goals. We got the one goal, courtesy of Gabriel Magalhaes. Actually, the goal came from a move that, let's be honest, a fairly ordinary corner, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's a miss,
pretty poor corner.
Yeah.
It went across. Gabriel Magalhaes got his foot on it. I'm glad he got the goal. I thought he was our man of the match. There was a few contenders.
Yeah.
I thought Partey was excellent.
Saliba
was outstanding. And then you had Gabriel Magalhaes. But I'm going to give it to Gabriel Magalhaes. You know why? Because it wasn't that long ago that some people, you should hang your heads in shame, were calling for this guy to be dropped because he made a few mistakes. And in recent weeks, he's turned his form around dramatically, and he got the winner in a game like that. Shout out to Gabriel.
No, I agree with you. I thought Gabriel was brilliant. The goal was a great moment for him as well. My personal man of the match, I did a review show today. I went for Thomas Partey. For me, he completely dominated their whole midfield. Mason Mount, Jorginho, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek.
Mason Mount still had his flares on.
Did
you see that crime against fashion?
Yeah, I see that. But Partey for me, I said it the other week, I think this is the best Thomas Partey we've seen at Arsenal. He looks fit, he's good on the ball, he's strong. He's playing 90 minutes now. I think, this is the reason Robbie was spinning around the Emirates. This is why Daneo turned up.
You never leave
No, never. But it was worth it,
He turned slower than an articulated Laurie.
like a young Per Mertesacker.
If you haven't seen the video, go watch it.
Yeah.
Robbie's turning like I've seen articulated Laurie's turn quicker.
Yeah.
Do 3-point turns quicker.
He got there in the end.
He did.
But no, listen, I thought Partey was outstanding. Saliba just...
Oh, he was phenomenal.
He was just unreal. They got to get him to sign that contract. But no, I agree with you. Gabriel, he deserves credit. I wasn't saying drop him, but I was questioning some of the mistakes he's been making. But one thing about him, he takes it on the chin, sticks his chest out. I think Arteta was right to stick with him, never dropped him. And he deserved that goal. And the celebration and the tweet as well. That just tops it all off.
And this is what I'm saying. All's fair in love and
war.
war.
I get you. I don't think the players would have been that annoyed.
No, I don't think they were.
No.
You know what I mean? No. And listen, Aubameyang had a lot to lose there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he lost it.
Let me just read out this super chat from Samuel. He says, "You guys need to bring back the reggae soundtrack as your opening credits.
Oh, yeah.
Love the show." Yeah, it might have
where's
to.
that gone, man? Down.
I'll see if I could dig one out, man. There must be another one circulating.
Yeah.
Loomis got that one from me. Shout out to Loomis. He was the one who got that.
Original yard.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Where was I? Right, yeah. So to go back to the game. Gotta say, man, I was disappointed in Chelsea, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It's the second time now I've, watched Chelsea up close and personal. Because obviously I've focused more on our games. Yeah. I see highlights of their games, but I don't really sit down and watch Chelsea per se. But I've got to say this: I've got a couple of mates who are Chelsea fans. Yeah, shout out to Matisse and one or two other guys I know, and they've been saying to me for a few weeks now that this Graham Potter thing, man, I'm not sure if it's going to work. That's seriously. And I'm like, I've always regarded Graham Potter as a really good young manager, you know what I mean, whose ceiling should be high.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, man, I watched him against Man United and I was less than impressed then. And then on Sunday, bro, I've got to say, even though we played really well, I mean, I predicted Arsenal would win before the game, but don't let that 1-0 scoreline fool you, man. Arsenal were easily the better team.
Yeah.
Chelsea, it looked to me like they could have played all night and they wouldn't have scored.
Yeah.
I mean, there was an opportunity that Aubameyang had actually when Havertz was through and he should have squared it, and he didn't. He tried to go for goal. Well, that's kind of symptomatic of their day, but they just looked non-threat. I mean, even when Aubameyang came off, I think it was in the 64th minute, he got hooked. Looked vexed, by the way, as he sat there. Brozier, come on, what did he do?
No, listen.
There was no impact from the subs at all.
I don't think any of the Chelsea players did anything. They had one shot on target against Ramsdale. You don't expect to go to the bridge and get one shot. I was quoting the old KRS-One song, man. The bridge is over.
The bridge is over.
The bridge is over. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We just came to the bridge and just took over, man. But with Chelsea, I call them, they're a name brand club now, innit? They like name brands, Gucci and all that, man. And Graham Potter is more like TK Maxx, you know what I mean? So they're not going to have the patience with him, man. I just think that Chelsea dressing room, there's a lot of big characters there. Thiago Silva, these men have won so
and he's doing that thing, where he's playing players out of position. That's not a good sign either.
Sterling's played left wing at Man City for years. You're playing him right wing now. Havertz is out wide.
Wing back.
They're playing Loftus-Cheek at wing back. Cucurella, 60 million. I mean, he didn't look great.
Oh, he looked terrible. Did you see him for the goal?
Yeah.
The man was holding on to Xhaka. He weren't even looking at the ball.
No, man just hugged him. You know what I mean? I thought he morphed into Hugh Wizzy, man. Shout out Wizzy, but you know what I mean? Cucurella, man, literally, the ball was behind him. I know Xhaka's playing well, but people just hugging him now.
I was thinking, bro, Valentine's Day's not until February the 14th.
No, I don't know what he was
on some
doing.
read bromance thing with Xhaka, man.
I don't
just
know.
let the good ball go past him.
That was crazy, man. But like you said, Chelsea, for all the, Todd Bowley's come in, signed all these big names. They just look like a group of players that aren't together for me. And them tactics really didn't work. Well, I don't know what they were, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's not there for too long, because Chelsea fans are not patient anymore, man. They've been spoiled for a long time.
And like I said, I'd had conversations before that game with one or two fans, and I thought, it's Chelsea, their expectations are so high, they're so used to winning things that the guys come in and they're not prepared to give him time. But like I said, it's the second time I've actually sat down and watched them from start to finish, And it's the second time I've been left shaking my head and thinking, what is the plan here? What's going on? Because they look poor, I've got to say. I mean, and like I said, I predicted that we would win anyway, so I'm not being wise after the event. But they actually disappointed me because you know me, right? I love my football and I want to see a good game. Don't get me wrong, I want Arsenal to win, but I want to see like Chelsea put it on us a little bit, test us. But I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, it was a strange one.
Southampton and Leeds gave us much better games.
Much better. And like you said, we went in at half-time 0-0. I was disappointed. I was thinking this should be 2-0 already. They should be out of it. To go there, have more possession, more shots. They only had one shot on target. Ramsdale, I saw your AFTV interview, and I think they titled it Light Work. And the Zurich game was harder than Chelsea.
Way harder.
That was a harder game than Chelsea.
Way harder.
But I'll take it.
A sad indictment on Chelsea at the moment. But anyway, enough of Chelsea.
Yeah, don't worry about them.
Gabriel had a great game.
Which one? Jesus,
sorry.
This is going to become a weekly thing now, isn't it?
I know, but I've got to ask
another one.
I've got to ask Listen, man, the build-up play, the hold-up play, his attitude, the running, the skill. Yeah. Listen, man, spot on. However,
here we go.
It's none in, 8 or 9 now?
I'm losing count, I can't lie.
Are you concerned? And don't just give me the
I'm not.
Sort of standard, but you know what I mean? Yeah. We're getting goals in other parts of the team and blah, blah, blah. Be honest, are you concerned?
No, listen.
If you're not concerned, say so.
No, listen, I think I put up a 5-minute defence of him last week, but as I keep saying with Jesus, he's doing all the other stuff great. You know, the work rate, the link up. There was a time he went past 2 or 3 players and rolled in Odegaard, where he nearly scored. But ultimately, there are going to be games where we need him to score. You know, Brazil have just called him up to the World Cup. They've called him up to score goals to get them through.
I was a bit worried, actually.
I thought he might miss out because of the lack of goals. Which is why I said Firmino being left out. Listen, Gabby, I know I keep saying it. I feel like the goal is going to come. I know some people think it's harsh. I thought he should have scored that header.
Yeah, the ball from Martinelli. Brilliant delivery. I mean, I remember watching the build-up play. He put his hand up. Yeah. Martinelli looked up. Fair play to him. Lovely ball over the top. You're thinking, man, got to score that. When he missed it, I was like, what? He's missed it. And you can see he was very upset with himself. I felt sorry for him, actually, because he's almost looked like he wanted to cry.
There's almost a look of desperation now, I just need a goal like it. And look, there's only 2 games till the World Cup now. So, you know, if you get to the World Cup and people go, none in 11, none in 12, whatever. Listen, all he can do is keep doing what he's doing. You know, as a striker, I always say, you don't miss on purpose. As long as you're getting in those areas and you're getting chances, you always believe, I'm going to score one of these. But the longer he doesn't score, especially the fans of other clubs, they're going to go, well, Núñez has scored this many, Haaland's out of sight already, and Kane and whatever. So, listen, I think he's playing outstanding in every other area. He has transformed this attack, but I can't cap. He does have to start scoring, and he's getting the chances as well. So,
I felt sorry for him because remember he did that little thing at the end there.
Far away, I just can't.
So near, but so far. But I feel sorry for him, man, because in every other facet,
he's outstanding.
His game is outstanding, like you said. So let me just read this super chat here. It's from Rizwan. He said, "We need to get Saliba, Saka, and Martinelli signed at ASAP. If you get these deals over the line, I will personally fly to England to build Eddie's statue."
I'll tell you something what's interesting there. Martinelli's gone to the World Cup. His agent probably goes, you know that 120 grand? He's going to the World Cup now, bro. That's 150.
Look at that again.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Saliba's going to go there as well. I think
he's probably said so because I had an appointment with Edu for this week, but I think we'll put it back.
Yeah. We're going to meet him on Thursday, but you know what? We'll wait until after and see how many goals you score for Brazil. Saliba's the one that's panicking me. I got to be honest, because he's got 18 months left. There's no option or anything of longer, and I just think, for me, Saliba, I said it earlier on my stream, I think he's been the best centre-back in the Premier League this season. Better than Van. I'm not saying he is better than those, but he's the best performing. And I think every big club in the world would be looking at him at the moment thinking, apparently he's on 40 grand a week. I mean, clubs will give him 200 grand a week at least with how he's performing. So I'd love us to get the deal done before the World Cup. The World Cup starts in a couple of weeks, so maybe, because if you're his agent, you're going to go, oh, no rush. Go and play for France. You might win the tournament. All of a sudden, you're one of the most highly rated in the world. So they've got to get those deals done.
Got to get that deal done.
Got to get that done, man.
Got to get that deal done, man, because he is becoming integral to the team. And shout out to Ben White as well. I mean, he's looking really good too.
Really good.
Yeah. What did you make of Arteta? He's coming for a bit of stick today from some people. I don't know if you've seen that. He's getting called out because we've said he's a bit of an energy bunny on the touchline. Really stays in his the area that he's supposed to stay in. And one or two, I think Richard Keys and one or two other people have called him out on it. Not that we're trying to attach too much significance to what Richard Keys says, but it's starting to become noticed. What's your thoughts on?
I mean, listen, one thing I would say, if this was something that a lot of other managers don't do, I'd be like, I get it. How many years did we see Mourinho sliding up and down the touchline, doing all kind? Conte's forever doing it. Klopp's pumping fists. You got sent off the other week for swearing at the linesman.
Well, at the weekend he was slapping the ball out of people's hands.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So listen, I got no problem with it. I can imagine when you're the opposition and you see them doing it, you think, look at this little idiot running around the touchline. But they're all doing it, man. So go and jump around, do whatever you need to do, man. I don't particularly care about that. No, they never complain when Klopp does it or when Conte does it. When Arsenal do it, ring the celebration police again. Do what you need to do, man. Richard Keys as well, I don't care about him.
You see what Klopp does after games of his celebration.
Right, they're over to the court and pumping, triple fist pump and man.
No, this Arsenal team, man, is starting to look like a real unit, man.
Yeah.
They look really good. I think we actually intimidated Chelsea a little bit yesterday. Because they just didn't look on it at all, and I think you've got to put a lot of that down to Arsenal.
One thing that I think Arteta's done very well is he's made us a collective. We're a group. You look at the Chelsea team, there's some big names in that team who cost a lot of money, but there's no real cohesion between them. They don't look like they're going for many nights out together. I'm sure they're all going in different directions. So I think having that collectiveness is what is carrying us at the moment. So you've got to give a lot of credit to the manager for that as well.
Absolutely. Right, okay then. A fairly comfortable, it has to be said, win against Chelsea. Go back to the top of the table, it's looking good. Ops of the week this week. Another week with his 2 games. The Europa League is put to bed, as we said earlier in the show, in the meantime. But we do have what I would say an important game coming up on Wednesday against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. A competition we haven't won for a number of years. So it'd be nice to get off to a winning start. We're at home against Brighton. I would imagine that the fringe players are going to get their chance to show what they're made of in this game. In particular, I'm looking forward to seeing the Congolese Xavi. Xavi Lokonga.
Xavi Lokonga, yeah.
I call him Xavi Lokonga.
Yeah, okay. I call him Bambi Lokonga.
You call him Bambi, I call him Xavi Lokonga.
The truth's probably somewhere in the middle.
Well, listen, man, I'm putting faith in him, man. He didn't get a look out. Neither did Eddie. I was going to ask you about that, actually. Let me hear you on a little bit. Was you slightly surprised that Eddie never came on yesterday?
No, not really.
No?
No, listen, I get your point. A lot of people were like, well, he scored 2 goals against Chelsea last year. This is what I'm saying. Is Arteta getting to points in certain games where he's going, can I really bring on... because Jesus looks after the ball so well. And when you're under pressure towards the end of a game, you need to look after the ball. I don't think Eddie... Well, you know what I mean. They had a little fluster towards the end, and I think Eddie's hold-up play is not as good as Jesus. I think he brought El Neni on in midfield.
He did,
ahead of Sambi. So managers, they'll go with the players that they can trust. But I think Eddie will get a run out on Wednesday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be the fringe players, won't it?
Yeah. The interesting thing is about this game, I mean, how bothered are you about the Carabao Cup? Because... obviously I'd love Arsenal to win the competition, but then on the other hand, I'm thinking, do you want too many fixtures towards the end of the season? I said, listen, I suppose you only play Carabao Cup. There's only a few rounds till the final, so it would be good if we could win it.
Maybe I'm a bit greedy, but this is how I look at it. I'm a naturally very competitive person. You know what I'm like. So the way I look at the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, It's a bit more with the FA Cup, but with the Carabao, we've not won it for a long time. There's a lot of fringe players in there that, you know what I mean, they should be wanting to play more football. So at the very least, I want to see a decent run in this competition. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we have to win it, but, you know, there's players there that need games. They want to prove themselves, and I want to see how good they are. Yeah. So let's throw them in these games, see how they go, and then, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, we can see just how deep or not so deep the squad is. So when January comes around, just say, you know, with Eddie and the likes, Marquinhos and Vieira and people like that, Samuel Okonga, they come in and they have good games. Basically what they're doing is staking a claim for future matches in the season. So that's what I want to see. And obviously the result is important, but I want to see how these guys fare.
It'll be interesting if Brighton go for it, because I'm thinking Brighton, they're quite high in the league at the moment. They probably haven't won a trophy for a long time, so I wonder if their manager will go full strength. But we need to see something now from, you know, Vieira, Marquinhos, Eddie, Sambi. These guys have to stake a claim. And Tierney, you know, Tierney probably feels quite hard done by, because on Thursday, he scores, gets man of the match. Tomiyasu's injured. He's thinking, right, Stamford Bridge, I'm starting. Zinchenko's only trained 3 times, and he throws Zinni straight in. Which I think Tierney's probably... he's probably questioning what's really going on at the moment.
Well, there were rumours going around a couple of weeks ago that he'd made his feelings on not playing felt to some of the hierarchy at the club at Arsenal. How true that is, I don't know. I read that somewhere. 1 or 2 other people alliterate that on Twitter as well. I don't know how true that is, but you can understand his frustration, I think.
So he's going to have to... I just think it's because of that role that Zinchenko plays and steps into midfield. You know, Arteta loves that. And I did think on Sunday, Zinchenko, he helped Xhaka, because Xhaka can then move forward. So it will be interesting. Hopefully we'll beat them, use the squad players, and then obviously look ahead to the next round.
A few of the comments here bigging up Jesus, man, which is what I expected. I'm glad he got the nod for Brazil as well, because I was a little bit worried that he might not, given that he's not scored in how long. And I'm pretty sure that would have been run through the back of his mind as well. So I'm sure when he sees that squad today, he's relieved.
You know definitely, man.
Okay, then, so we spoke about the first of the ops of the week. Brighton prediction for that game. We are at home.
I'll go 2-1. 2-1. Because
that seems like a safe prediction.
I don't think we'll like mash them up with the team that we'll have out. You know, that's probably the same team that played Zurich. But I think we'll have enough to get past them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I doubt if Brighton will be full strength either. But you know, I'm sure they'll have a decent.
Danny Welbeck derby.
Of course. Yeah, I wonder if he'll play.
Big Welbs, man.
I wonder if he'll play.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd be nice to see him back.
He'll want to play, won't he? Yeah.
I'm sure the fans will give him a decent reception.
Get a little look at, because I like, you know what, I like Caicedo and Trossard at Brighton.
Oh yeah,
both good players, man. Yeah, I'd have a look at them in January.
Looking forward to see him in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that if Danny Welbeck plays, he'll get a better reception than what Aubameyang got.
I don't think he'll be saying I'm back, I'm blue, will he? You know what I mean?
No, I don't think that's in Danny Welbeck's character.
He won't be doing that.
No, I'm pretty sure he'll be a lot more humble. But as I said, man, that's what Aubameyang. That's the Aubameyang that we all fell in love with at Arsenal. So should we be surprised? No. But anyway, moving on. Second game then, and this one is with respect to Brighton and the Carabao Cup. This is a more important game. At the weekend, we go away to Wolves. Now, in recent years, that has been quite a difficult assignment. Wolves are not playing that well at the moment. Where are they? Currently 19th in the Premier League, 14 games, only 10 points. Just 2 wins, 4 draws and 8 losses. They recently sacked their manager. Was it Bruno Lage?
Yeah.
And they've brought in this guy, I was having trouble pronouncing it.
Lopetegui.
What was it?
Lopetegui.
Lopetegui. But anyway.
We know who you mean anyway,
yeah, but he's got good credentials. Former Spanish manager. Been around the block, knows his thing. And he gets appointed as we play them. So hopefully they're hoping for a bit of new manager bounce. But they've not been in good form. What's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, it's a tricky game, this. It's a game on paper. like, look, we should roll up to them and just turn them over, but football doesn't work like that, does it? They're fighting for their lives at the moment. Diego Costa's suspended, done his usual pantomime act, headbutted someone. So
would have been more interesting if he'd have been playing. We spoke about pantomime villains with Aubameyang, but he notches it up.
He goes up even higher, don't he?
Yeah, because unlike Aubameyang, there's a bit more malicious intent to what he does.
I tell you what, Diego Costa was a player back in the day. Like, nobody liked it, but I always thought I'd take him at Arsenal.
Yeah, I was like
he was horrible when I thought you'd love to have him up front for you. I don't think he's the same.
He always reminded
me
of, like, I looked at his face and the way he carried himself. He reminded me of the baddie in them spaghetti western.
Yeah, he just looks like that. He's just got that look about him, Diego. He's a rebel. But listen, it's an interesting one. Ruben Neves. He's their standout player. He's a player I'd actually take at Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
Top midfielder. Wolves.
Traore.
On
his day, man. He can be devastating.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's been starting for them, but obviously this new manager would have probably managed him with the Spanish national team, so he might put him straight in. He can always be dangerous on his day.
Especially with that oily skin.
And greased up baby oil arms, man. You know what I mean? Zinchenko grab him, man, just slip through his arms. Yeah. You know what I mean? But listen. In all fairness, I would expect us to beat them as well. Yeah. It'll be lively. Molineux's loud. They'll try and stick it on.
I've been on Molineux a few times. It's lively there.
Yeah, it is.
And they'll be looking at this game as a chance to really turn their season around. They've got the new manager coming in. Looking for that new manager bounce. The game's on a Saturday evening.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, quarter to 8.
Yeah,
all the best travelling to that on a Saturday night.
And then, you know what I mean? They want to make it a bit of a cauldron. Yeah. At times, Molineux can be that.
Yeah.
I saw a stat some time ago where they were voted one of the loudest grounds to go to.
Yeah.
So their fans are going to be bang up for it, given as well the fact that they're in the relegation places now, man.
Yeah.
So they need a win badly. They need a performance. So.
I mean, this George Mendes thing they've been doing, it has worked for a few years, but I think it's kind of fizzled out the last couple of years. The signings haven't had the same impact, man. And I think I think they signed a striker. He done his knee in the first game. Then they brought Costa in. Jimenez is injured. So. Listen, I think it's a good time for us to go there. Yeah. You know, I know
could have been better.
Could have been better if the manager wasn't appointed.
Yeah. Probably gone there a week too late.
Yeah, but if we turn up and play how we can, if you're Gabriel Martinelli now, just been called up to the World Cup last game, you know he should be on top of the world. I suppose the only worry is now, and I wonder if this will come to light, but a lot of players now might be thinking, just get through this game. You know, if there's a big 50-50, a player might think, "Ooh, you know, could get injured here for the World Cup." But no, I think we'll beat Wolves. We're in great form. I got so much confidence in our starting 11 at the moment that I just think will be too much for them. I think our defence. They got rid of players like Connor Cody and that in the summer. So
I'm surprised they got rid of him. You know?
Yeah, even defensively, I don't think they're as good now. So.
And even the manager that they had, I remember there was a time when he was being linked with Arsenal, wasn't he? Nuno.
Yeah.
And I think there was
went to Tottenham, didn't he? And then,
and it was one of them where the Wolves fans were saying, "Oh, he's taken us as far as he can take us. We need somebody else." And now look, they've dropped like a stone since then.
They tried to actually get him again, didn't they?
Did they try and get him back?
Yeah. I think he's in Qatar or somewhere. Okay. They tried to get him back, but. He's in
Qatar for purely football reasons.
Yeah, purely football reasons, yeah. So, they've gone for Lopetegui. We'll have to see. But I think we'll have too much for him. Yeah, it's a strange kick-off time, though.
It is.
4:45 on a Saturday. I suppose they're thinking not a lot's going off. Maybe you get big viewing figures at that time on a Saturday. So,
we'll see how it goes. Prediction? And why?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I think we'll have too much for them. I think the team picks itself with Arsenal at the moment. I think.
So what would you want to see then at the left back position? Then
I think Zinchenko plays.
What would you do?
No, that's all right.
Okay. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, because I think he's transformed the way we play. This Xhaka form is partly to do with Zinchenko, in my opinion, because he kind of says to him, "You go and attack, and I'll step into your role."
Although he was doing it even before Zinchenko was back, though.
Yeah, he was, but I think it works better with him there. I've always said before, listen, I think Tierney's a better defender than Zinchenko. Yeah. But I think Zinchenko's better on the ball, the style of football that Arteta wants to play. Yeah, I think Arteta's, he signs Zinchenko to play him ultimately. So, team picks itself: Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, White, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. So I go for a 3-1 win. I think we'll beat them 3-1, and last game before the World Cup as well. 6 weeks off.
Yeah, and I think that the boys will be wanting to put in a really good performance. And imagine, like, if you're a player at the club, you put in that type of performance, you stay top of the league on going off to the World Cup. Must be a great feeling.
Yeah, because we're 2 points clear of City. City have got Brentford at home. More than likely, they'll beat them.
So although they didn't look great at the weekend.
They didn't look great, man. Do you know what? That red card, I'm thinking, come on, Fulham. But Mitrovic wasn't there. And then Leno, man, what's Leno doing? Ball went straight under his arm. Haaland's penalty wasn't even good. But
he's probably saying,
yeah, you lot wanted to drop me, did you? I let this one under my arm. So, yeah, beat Wolves, go to the World Cup top, and then couple signings in January, man, hopefully.
It's all good.
Yeah, man, all good.
Yeah. Listen, man, I think your prediction could be spot on. I think Arsenal by a couple of goals. What I like about this team is that mentally, it's not just the football they're playing. Mentally, they look very strong. They turned up at Chelsea, man, and they look like, we're here. And we're coming for the 3 points.
Yeah,
nothing personal.
Man,
we just
the
want the 3
bailiffs.
points, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
That's it, man.
Nothing personal. We just want the 3 points. And that's what they got.
Yeah. Come to collect, man.
Yep, and I think we'll be collecting more points on Saturday. But listen, bro, we're coming to the end of the show now. Tell the people where they can find you.
They know where I'm
for the 143rd time.
There you go. Curtis Shaw TV, people, daily uploads. And pleasure to do the show. Like the video.
Respect, man. And thanks, everybody, for watching, supporting, for sending us your comments. As you've probably been noticing, I've been trying to respond to as many comments as I can. Keep them coming. We like to keep the show interactive. Really appreciate you guys. Shout out to Curtis for coming in. Nothing personal. And we see you guys next week.
Yes.